Hey everyone, today I have macaroni and cheese in a can from the 1960s. Today we're going to open this up, see what it looks like inside, and hopefully do a taste test. I have a pot of water currently starting to boil. So let's get a look at this. It has this nice plastic top so you can reseal it in case you don't use it all up. But underneath that, it's just a regular can with very minor rust. As you can see here, it was probably in very humid condition. You can see these areas here, there's pitting, and this might have been bad enough to actually get through the entire can. Let's get a look at what this says. This is the first time I've ever heard of macaroni and cheese in a can. These days it comes in a box. Back then, I know it came in a box, but I guess it also came in a can. Now here's the instructions. Place the contents of this can into a large pan. Add 5 cups of boiling water. Bring to a boil. While stirring consistently, cover and simmer 15 minutes. So this thing here works differently. A lot of macaroni and cheese, you get the water boiling first. You add the macaroni. Once it gets soft, you strain it out. Then you add the cheese. So this is going to work differently. So what this is telling me to do is I got to dump out the water I have now. It says to pour this into a pan with 5 cups of cold water. You bring it up to a boil, and then you let it evaporate out, is what it's saying. So this means the cheese is going to be mixed in with it. It should not be separate. Can is in awesome condition for its age of almost 55 years. So we're going to go ahead now and open this thing up. This thing has beautiful graphics. Really nice. There wasn't any kind of air being released, but the contents looks pretty good. It smells really good. Smells completely normal, but so did the macaroni and cheese I tried cooking up from the 90s. And I also tried making macaroni from the 50s. They smelled fine at first, but once they get cooked, you can taste rancidy. Now that does look pretty normal. The noodles look a bit dark. The cheese looks okay, except for that balled up piece. So we're just going to go ahead and cook this whole can. I want to dump this out onto a plate because I want to inspect the inside of the can to see if any of the rust pits actually went through. I'm breaking up the big pieces to make sure there's no insects because occasionally things can hatch inside of boxes of pasta. The inside looks pretty good. You can see how it's a little bit discolored there, but that's from when they put the seam on the can. Perfect. It never got through any of the rust. First thing, place the contents of this can into a large pan. Next, add 5 cups of boiling water. I added 5 cups into here. There we go, and occasionally stirring. Go ahead and put that back onto that burner. Turning the temperature down. Bring to a boil while stirring consistently. Cover and simmer 15 minutes. Stir occasionally to keep food from sticking to the pan. Remove from heat. Leave lid on pan and allow to stand at least 10 minutes. So that's supposed to absorb all that water. Turn it back up, let it boil again. Then we'll get the cover on for 15 minutes. What is this? There's a few of these in there. It looks like just a big clump of cheese, maybe? Rotten. That seems to be boiling pretty well now. Time to get the cover and set to a simmer. I've been now simmering this for 10 minutes, stirring every 2 minutes, and it's just about ready to take it off the burner, and it says to let it sit another 10. So you can see most of the liquid has been absorbed. So now it's really thick. It's got to thicken up a little bit more. There's a few of these big clumps in here. When you stir it, you find, I have no idea what they are, but they expanded in there. Huge, like this. Don't know what that is. At first I thought it could have been rotten cheese. It still might be. Whatever it is. It looks gross. And now you can see the timer in the background running down. I'm going to shut this burner off. Let it sit for 10 minutes all by itself. And we'll see what it looks like. All right, it's been another 10 minutes of sitting without the boiler on. Let's see what it looks like. Yep, everything evaporated. It did exactly what the can said. This made and came together really nicely. It looks like it held up pretty good. The whole room smells great, and compared to the new stuff you'd buy at the store, it actually has a natural color. It's supposed to be brown like this. Those little spots aren't supposed to be there because a little bit of the cheese rotted, so it's probably going to taste rancid. I'll give it a taste. But you see, it's got these big chunks here. The only thing I could assume is this is rotten cheese. And I don't want to spread this around because I'm going to try a little bit of that. But it turned out pretty good. Look how big the noodles got compared to that uncooked one in the center of the screen. Definitely give this a taste test. Really hot. Tastes perfect to me. Besides the gross rotten cheese, these noodles don't seem to be rancid at all. Also, the cheese seems to be perfect except for those big rotten clumps. There is no bad aftertaste at all. I cooked this and everything, so even if I ate it with that, probably nothing would happen. But it's good to know if you keep pasta in a can, it can last half a century. The new stuff that comes in a box, because it's exposed to air constantly, because cardboard isn't airtight, that stuff goes bad. 5-10 years, tastes like crap. I tried when I was 20 years old. Awful. I tried some pasta from the 50s. Awful. This, the can kept it from going rancid. It was airtight all these years. Now this I'm not going to dump down the drain like I usually do. This, I don't think anything's wrong with it. I cooked it. It's a dry product. I'm going to throw this thing outside and let the crows pick it off. Hope this video was interesting. Thanks for watching.